And we're live. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Everyone's having a wonderful morning. Hopefully, it's getting nicer by you, even if it's cold. I miss snow, so not wrong with a little snow. But yeah, lots to talk about today. Yesterday, I was on fire. I didn't really have time yesterday to hop on live, so I'm hopping on live now. So yay, top of the morning. I'm calling these off the Guff. So I wanted to do something that's going to sort of bridge the spiritual and the crypto and stuff, which we're already doing here at Spiritual Cryptos. So if you guys are watching on YouTube or Awakening Consciousness, check us out. You're into cryptos and the spiritual connection between the two. So I usually do videos on my YouTube on Sundays for spiritual and then of course for Sundays for crypto. So this is going to be sort of a blend of the both because really being able to talk about this stuff in two different ways, it's all connected. And it's everything going on in the world. That's why I titled it. Everybody knows something's coming, you guys. So instead of being separated on it. We got to start coming together. There's so much separation in the world. Everybody knows something's changing, and everyone is just like, getting mad. Like they got to separate it on everything, you guys. Like it's we need to come together. We got to start coming together on all this stuff. Instead of trusting all these people, that you've never met and this and this. We have the means now for communities to do this together, to get in this together, to build in communities. I mean, everywhere you look, even in cryptos, I hear all the time it's created by the deep state and this and that and the other. And then you think about that, the whole world knows something about the deep state, you know what I mean? Like everyone knows something is going on and everybody, is feeling it and is going through their own version of what they think is going on. And coming together is what's going to help us get past all of this, all of the knowledge, all of the things. This is why the internet and everyone's coming out with information now. There's ancient healing modalities that are out there. Instead of doing this stuff, we don't need to do, you know what I mean? There's plenty of other things that we can do to heal in the world. But instead, we're arguing with each other constantly about what it is here, what it is there. We're separated in racism, we're separated in your gender, we're separated in everything. We're so mad of revenge on people in the world and, different countries, and there's terror all over the place. And, it's like, what, look at the world. They have us all constantly in this state of fear and constantly in this state of like fighting and survival and this and that and the other. And the truth is we have so much abundance in this world that it's just waiting for us to grab. Look at how many people have, we all have so much stuff, and how much of it do we really need? Imagine if we sold all that stuff, created little gardens, little communities where we helped each other. Now we don't need this old paradigm. The problem, what everyone's going through right now, is the old paradigm is breaking down, and a lot of people don't know what to do, and that makes them more fearful. So they're jumping into what anybody's telling them to do, this next thing or this next thing or this next thing. Don't live your life in fear. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure that it's aligned with yourself on a soul level, right? So I wanted to talk about kind of like the Dogecoin. I got to tab out for a second. It's probably going to cut my video off, so bear with me. Apologize on that. See real quick here. Yeah, guys, so sorry if that cut me off there. It's this idea, I mean, they got us, even like meat, right? For example. So, there's all this, eat beef or don't eat beef or eat this or eat that, So we live in this world where it's like we're already mad at people and we're already condemning them for what they do, and that's not your life, eat beef or don't eat beef, Listen, if you want to eat it and then I don't, that doesn't mean we still can't hang out. It doesn't mean we still can't be friends. Like we're so afraid of like everything, the whole world. It's like if I like do this or that. Hey, listen, no one wants to hurt the animals. Okay, so let's do it humanely. There's a lot of things that we have to fix, and we keep looking to like some other people to fix it, and this is why it's not being fixed. So I say this, a lot about everything that we have on Earth. So I'm always talking about how everything's connected. We're all humans. We're all doing the same thing over and over and over, generation after generation after generation after generation. Yeah, sure, it might be a little different, it might be more modern, might be more technology, blah, 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 right? But it's effectively, as humans, we're just rinse and repeat the same thing. Go get a job, go to school, do this, do that. And guess what, guys? Doesn't seem to be working so well. You know what I mean? Like, I think the wars, I think that this, we kind of got to change our mentality, right? And the universe, the energy, the information, the truth, all of this is coming out, and it's starting to affect people because they're still stuck in the old paradigm. They're still trying to prop up an old system that's not going to work anymore, and it hasn't been working. And I think all of us know that on some level or another. And so really important, the changes that are coming. So and that are already here, to be aligned with them. So like Dogecoin, for example, right? I want to talk about Doge real quick. Doge, look at how Doge is like skyrocketing, right? This is great, okay, because it shows people getting into the market more. It shows people the excitement. It shows, I was listening to Elio channel, and that's what he mentioned too, was, that people, look how excited people are about this. So it shows awesome, new, fresh people, people wanting to get into cryptos, this and that. But again, for me, the way I'm seeing it is, don't just buy it because it's hype. People are buying, because it's cheap, especially the people who are new, the younger kids who don't really know, too much about it and whatnot, and how it actually works. So what's going to happen is all this is going to be created, and that's going to be the new systems, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of people who are never, keyed up to that and don't know how it really works. So they're just going to be part of the new system, and they're going to be using it. A lot of this stuff, like dApps, decentralized apps, we're all using them right now, even if you don't realize it. When you go to a website, the website's on the blockchain. You don't even know if it is, right? I mean, you can look up if it's a decentralized app, you could probably find out. But for example, if you go to the WAX, Worldwide Asset Exchange, that's all on the blockchain. As soon as you go on their website, it's on the blockchain. So you're just browsing the website, you don't even know that it's on the blockchain, right? So all this stuff's going to come, and most people are not even going to know. Most people are not even going to know that all this, that your systems are being run by coins and by these projects. And I mean, we'll find out eventually. But Doge, not to knock it or anything, I hope it does great. But Dogecoin, okay, Dogecoin hasn't been maintained since 2015. So there's really no team behind it. That doesn't mean that there can't be. But Dogecoin was going to do a limit of 100 billion Dogecoins, okay, to stop the inflation, so that it actually stays valuable, instead of like what we're doing now with fiat money, just printing it out and then it's just becoming more and more and more worthless. Dogecoin is kind of the same thing. So it might help initially, but eventually there's no cap. There's no cap. They're going to be able to print Dogecoins forever and ever and ever and ever. Hey, Sarah, what's happening? So, and go for it. But I think the November 2019 was the most recent code update to Dogecoin. So that's 2 years ago, almost, this November. So it's a year and a half ago that Doge's code base got updated, and it's been 5+ years, or about 5 years, no, 5+ since anybody's ever done any since the team's ever done anything on it, right? And so the reason why it was such a meme coin was because of the inflation rate. So the people who created it and everything, they sold all their Dogecoin back in 2015, because the whole point was supposed to be a joke, because the inflation rate is so high that it's going to be worthless, because it's just going to be able to print Doge forever, 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 forever. But people are seeing, oh, look, it's a cute puppy. people are saying, like I'm listening to people talk about how their girlfriends and their daughters and their, I don't know, it's like they love it. They love it. And they don't even know what it is. You know what I mean? They just see the price, and so we have to, you know, don't get caught in that. And now I'm not saying don't write it up. You know what I mean? Go ahead, go for it. But understand the projects that you're getting into, like because a lot of people don't really understand. Like, so where Bitcoin will only have 21 million coins ever made or whatever, um, I think Doge is at like 128 billion or some shit like that. Well, hold on. I pulled up the article last night. Hold on, I'm gonna tab out again. Let's see. Yeah. So as of the end of February, yeah. Oh, where'd we go? Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay, I want to get my numbers straight. Yeah. So as of the end of February, there's 128 billion with a B Dogecoins that are in circulation. There's only like 18 million of Bitcoin. So people are saying, oh, Bitcoin's this, Doge, how are we going to get Bitcoin and all of this and that and centralized and it's this, but Doge is going to be worthless. Like, I hate to say that, but eventually, if they're just printing it, like to anything, I mean, it's literally exactly why people are going into cryptos to get out of fiat and this inflation. And then Doge is literally an inflationary coin, So it's not to say that it's not going to go up or anything like that, but honestly, if it's not just a pump to get people who still have it so they can sell it, I mean, I don't know, because there's really no project behind it. But again, I'm not knocking it. I think it's great for the community. I think it's great to get people aware of what's going on. Um, hold on, tab out again. I wrote a lot of these little tidbits, tadbits. Um, so let's see. Yeah. So I mean, I wrote a bunch of stuff here. I don't think I'll talk about it in another video. But yeah, I mean, it's really the fact that, everything's changing and all we're doing is sitting here arguing with each other. We're sitting here saying, oh, there's this, there's that, it's this country, it's that country. And all the meanwhile, people are just trying to come together. People already know like what we need to do. The whole world's changing and all we're doing is just arguing with each other. Like if anybody is arguing, then they're not being helpful and they're not trying to solve the actual problem. Like everyone is doing everything off of fear. We got people running around, taking these things left and right because they think they're going to die. You know what I mean? It's like people dying the whole thing's inflated. The whole thing is, there's people on this side saying it's good. There's people on that side saying it's bad. And at the end of the day, we've all already been here, guys. We've already dealt with all of these things in life. We've dealt with, food supplies, I mean, like it's like humanity. It's just like rinsing and repeating itself. And so you wonder why we keep doing that. Maybe the reason, for example, your body gets sick is because you're living in your mind in a negative, and you're living in the world. There's too many people looking at the world like it's all over. There's too many people out there like, oh, there's no point to life. Oh, everything just sucks. Oh, whatever. What's the saying? I don't know. The life one, like, I don't know, get a helmet or whatever. Life's hard. Get a helmet and all of this stuff. No pain, no gain. And it's like, no, guys, no. At the very least, shouldn't we want to be doing the opposite? I'm pretty sure we all do. And we've all been praying. People have been praying for hundreds of years, generations, for something better. So the people, there's more of us than there are then. We need to come together. We need to get over. You're not born Republican or Democrat. You're not born, whatever. It's all learned. It's all what you learned in your mind. It's all what you programmed yourself, what you allowed to program. The whole world is changing right now. And we need to change into goodness and love and unity, right? That's what we all say. That's not easy for a lot of people to do, right? It's okay to have dissenting opinions. Doesn't mean we still can't be friends. You go ahead, you live your life over there. I'm going to live mine over here. We'll meet up on when we do our thing together. You know what I mean? True freedom means allowing somebody else to be the way that they are. And that's a huge thing. You know, we're talking about, mastering yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. This is a huge endeavor. This isn't something that, just happens overnight. People are freaking out all over the world and they're blaming everybody else. They're blaming everybody else. And at the end of the day, we all know it ain't right. Something ain't right. So what are we going to do about it? Are we going to sit and we're going to keep complaining at all these other people? We're going to yell at these people. We're going to yell at that side. We're going to yell at this side. It blows my mind that it's like Groundhog's Day. We're just doing the same thing over and over. Look at your life. Look at how your life repeats the same patterns over and over and over, right? Because you're not paying attention to what you need to pay attention to, myself included. A lot of these things, we don't see them at first until it shows up enough times. And then we're like, oh, maybe I got to look at that, right? We've all known for the longest time how jacked up things are. Even if you believe in the old system, it doesn't necessarily work so well, But if you ask anybody in the financial industry about the inflation rate of the dollar, I mean, what are they going to say? There's a difference between this is what, it's so funny because in America, we're all about proof and what you can prove. And if I can see, and who are you? And you ain't no expert. And what do you know? Where's your degree? Blah, 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 blah. We're so used to, this idea of, proof, proof, proof. It's funny because we now have proof and people don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So are you still living in here? The reason why the world isn't what you think it should be. The reason why we're living and we're fighting, we're at war all the time. Everybody's mad. It's all your fault. It's all his fault. It's all her fault. It's all those people's fault over there, because we're constantly this. And now we have new systems that can change the whole thing and nobody's going after it. Or not nobody. Some of us are. Soul Tribe, Soul Fam, shout out. Okay. We see it. You see what's happening. You at least feel it. The whole world's changing and we all know it. Right. But and instead of freaking out over it, let's come together. Let's talk. Let's figure out how it's changing. We can get ahead of this. You have to be involved in your life in order to help it change. We all want this world to be a better place, but if you're just going home drinking six-pack every night, that's not going to get the world to change, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't drink a six-pack. I'm just saying go to your neighbors, see if he wants to join you. You know what I mean? We fear our neighbors, and I guarantee you, your next door neighbor ain't the reason the world's gone down the tube. The reason it's going down the tube is because we're sitting here fighting with each other constantly, generation after generation. We're fighting each other, and we're all fighting for the same thing, a better life. Why are we fighting each other for that? Doesn't make any sense. It's like what is it? Love you too, Dustin. It's like the Pearl Harbor, okay? I can't think of the name of that. Kotetsuka. There's like a Japanese name. When Pearl Harbor happened, everyone freaked out. America freaked out. The whole West Coast. We locked up all the Japanese people. We got every single one of them, locked them up. And they were American citizens. Right? But they Japanese, we don't know. We can't trust them. This whole idea of United States. Does anybody remember the Civil War? I'm pretty sure the guys who lost are still a little butthurt. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about you, but that's what I see sometimes. But, whoa, Angel, where's my warning? Yeah, no, hey, this is a warning for me. I was like, yeah, it's almost 8 o'clock. But yeah, I only want to do like a half an hour, but off the guff, I want to do a combination off the cuff, off the guff. You guys remember Wayne's World? Don't give me no guff, Garth. So it's off the guff, no more guff, right? We gotta start coming together, man. Like we've all done it. We've all been there, Are we still trying to impress each other? Are we still trying to be coolest of the cool? And if you are, all right, cool, it's fine, but it's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't, if you want to eat meat or don't eat meat, we can still talk, we can still hang out. We don't have to, hate each other, you know. I mean, it's like that idea of like you can't heal somebody else. You can't tell, and it goes back. It connects to everything. It's the same as you can't tell people what to think. You know what I mean? You don't think you have to be spiritual or healing. It doesn't have to be like that. But it's all connected. It's all the same thing. We keep doing over and over and over. It's just a metaphor for every other aspect of your life. You know? Yes, it is chilly out today. Yeah. Good, good. So hopefully it'll get nicer. But yeah, no. It's obvious right now. The whole world is changing. So instead of changing and going forward into fear, which most of the world's going to do, we got to be showing them the love. We got to be laughing with them. We got to be joking with them how the problems that we all think we have, they're really not that bad because the whole world shares them. There's at least like another million people that probably gone through the same thing. I mean, how many things can we all go through, right? We all have relationships, right? That's every single one of us united in that. Which way is that going to go? Well, we probably all already know them all. So we have all this potential. It's like I said in the last live, we don't have, where's the schools to teach kids emotional well-being while they're growing up, especially when they're teenagers? Hello, right? Like, where is all this stuff? Right. And yeah, sure. We say we don't have the funding, we don't have the infrastructure. Yeah, how am I going to do it? Well, listen, I don't know either, but we got to start somewhere, somehow, so these new communities. And that's what we're here doing with this spiritual and the crypto. It's a new community. Everyone's welcome. If you got love in your heart and that's what you want to give, come on, let's go. Let's build the community. We all want it. We all want a safe place. We all want our kids to be able to grow up with friends and whatever, or in safe communities. But instead of looking at that, we're all looking at our neighbors like, yeah, you're ugly, or you don't agree with the things that I agree with. You know what I mean? Or now you got this, or you don't have this, so now I don't want to go near you, right? Like, look at the fear that they're putting everything. We had terrorists. First we had Al Qaeda's, then we had what? It's like over and over again, guys. Like, we could keep getting them. We keep getting them. Then it was Osama, then it was Saddam, then it was, or first it was Saddam, then it was Saddam, then it was back to Saddam again. You know what I mean? What are we doing? What the really? We're the biggest military in the world, but we're scared of people in caves, in sand caves. Like, this doesn't make sense, guys, and we all know it doesn't make sense, and this is what's happening to the world. So it's just getting ridiculous. And the one thing that will unite us all is the love and the unity, is realizing that we all want better for our lives and that we have so much more. It's weird because I wanted to talk in this video about how, like, I just see love everywhere I go. Like, and I'm grateful for it, like, but it's just to get the world to see life that way, man, to appreciate themselves, to appreciate their lives, to realize that they're important, like that their opinion does matter. Because when you're sitting around life and you're going, life doesn't matter, well, then why are you here? Why am I here? What are we doing? I mean, don't get me wrong. That's what I'm talking about. We've all been there. We've all been there. You grow up in this world nowadays, you've been there at some point, right? Unless you're totally, fluffy, fluffy lifestyle the whole time, and then you're oblivious. And it's even harder because the real world slaps you in the face with an iron glove. And we don't want that to happen. But why does it happen? Because we're trusting people to run systems and they're not good at their jobs. So we need to, like, come together as communities, and we can take it all back. We can take it all back overnight. And I mean, obviously it'll take some time, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not hard. It's like the meme I shared, how come every household has like male, female, it's one house, one family per household. You know what I mean? Like, what? Look at everything we do. We're programmed to think in all kinds of ways. Check your programs, going from lack into infinity is huge. And that's where all the fear comes from, because people are like, no, I'm going to run out of this, I'm going to run out of that. The whole idea of being alone, right, in a world of billions of people doesn't even make sense. We feel alone and there's people everywhere. Maybe it's not the systems. That's why I put the George Carlin. Where do the politicians come? Everybody hates the politicians. Everyone hates, you know, if you're on one side, you definitely hate the other side. If you're on that side, you definitely hate the other side. Everybody hates politics, and we keep voting for them. How about we get rid of them? No, anybody, something like, I don't get it. Like we're just fighting each other, and then it changes every 4 years, and then the other side feels relief, and then the other side gets angry, but now it's new anger, so they got to rev up, so they got about 4 years to build up their anger minimum, and then the other side will switch, and then the other side can get angry, and it's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't even know. Like, I wish I could talk to everyone in the world, like financial leaders, political leaders. I don't care. They're all full of it. It's like, because at the end of the day, we just need food, water, shelter, and some friendship, companionship. That's all you need in life. You know what I mean? Like this whole, and then you think about, I think about this all the time. We act like the disease in the world. We act like we don't know how to cure stuff. We have the most super secret spy military shit. We got technology that we don't even get to see in the retail sector as people and the consumers. You know what I'm saying? We got technologies, that blow your mind, but we can't heal something that, by the way, was literally created in a lab by a bunch of scientists. So they know all the properties of the thing that they were creating. Guess we're all just gonna die. You know what I mean? We don't know what's in this. We don't know how to make one. We rushed it out. It took us all this time to make it. Really? Why? Wasn't it in a lab for months being cultivated? You guys don't know what the anti-properties of this are. So we're supposed to believe in our science, but they can't cure anything. Like, we're believing in them to make a not that the thing we get this for. We can make it in a lab from scratch. We got brilliant minds all over the world, but I guess we don't know how to defeat this. You know what I mean? Yeah, we get it. It mutates. Yeah, so do we. Like, no, it's just, it doesn't make sense. We have all this technology, we have all this power, we have all these people, we have all this abundance all over this world, and all we're doing is yelling at each other for what I don't have in my life, right? Or something. Instead of going and getting it, figuring out a way, figure out a game plan, if you want to justify the what's up makes you upset your whole life, go ahead. We all can. We all have been for generations. That's not going to help any of us. So it's like, none of this makes sense, and everybody knows this. That's why I'm titling this. The whole world knows this. But instead of, okay, I know it, we're on two different sides. Instead of, you're the problem, no, it's something's messed up. Yeah, I agree. Oh, yeah, what do you see that's messed up? Yeah, that's what I see that's messed up too. How are we going to solve it? You know what I mean? It's easy. The solution is always the same: love. Every time. Every time. Doesn't matter. How do you fix the financial, the way the thing works, and what you give it love. Because if you start with that, you're going to fix it in a positive way. Period. Every single time. Right? So hatred, fear, resentment, anger, revenge, it's like, it's all BS, man. What are people, like I said, maybe the reason why you still have illness in your body is because you don't believe that you can heal it. You have to believe that you can in the first place. Otherwise, you're not gonna. And that's what I mean. We don't believe in our own bodies, right? Like people, autoimmune diseases, right? Like they have an autoimmune disease. Your body is killing yourself automatically. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, right? But now you're going to be on pills for the rest of your life because they haven't cured it. You know what I mean? Like we have like all this amazing trust your doctors, but they don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you know, they're not curing anything. Like what? They got ibuprofen. I mean, maybe antibiotics. That's pretty much, that's how we cure stuff. And how does that happen? It happens from your own body. When you get hurt, when your body sustains a trauma, a huge trauma, you go into a coma. You know what happens in a coma? Your body heals itself. Now, yeah, it probably needs some support, like life support. So, don't get me wrong, you're in a coma. But it's like, it's not because they put saline in there and then, that's why your body, I mean, yeah, obviously it's all of that, but right, you're gonna need some saline probably if you're in a coma. You know what I mean? But that's why the body does that. Your body knows. Your body knows how to heal itself. If you're dis-ease in your life, it's because you're not connected to your body. Like I said, if we're all the whole world, why is it so negative? Why is there all the dis-ease? Why is everybody? Because that's all we keep thinking. It's all people keep, oh, I'm just gonna die one day. Oh, I'm just gonna get sick one day. Oh, I'm just, maybe the reason you're getting sick is because of the way you're looking at life, because you're afraid of your neighbor. You're afraid to go to work. You're afraid to go out. You just want to get out of the store. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to stay for longer than I need to either, but don't be afraid of that. Don't be having anxiety over every single thing in your life. Think about that. Look at that. Look at yourself. Look at your life. Why? You have anxiety over things you shouldn't even have anxiety over, right? Because of the programs running in our heads, because we're taught to fear. We're taught if we don't do this, we're not good enough. If you don't do that, you're not smart enough. You don't go to school, you're not smart enough. You don't do this, you're not enough of a man or enough of a woman. You need to be more be in the kitchen more. The man needs to be working on the car more. It's like, what are we even doing? What are these things that we're even arguing about? It's like, I don't know. Everybody knows something's coming and something is changing. But until they understand what that means for themselves, they're not going to understand what's happening, right? Ascension symptoms, higher vibrational energies coming in, these purging the lower vibrations, that's going to be huge for people to do, right? This is where, all of this stuff's coming from to support us with the financial systems, with all of this, with the communities, guys. We just need to bring it back home. That's all where we want to be anyways. So why are we listening to everybody knows? Like I swear to it, it's just like I know Democrats and I know Republicans and they watch the news and it's Groundhog's Day. Every time they watch it, they come off with the same conclusion. Nothing's changed. Okay. There might be some new law or some new this or some new that, but there's no, if anything, it's less and less freedoms for us. You know what I mean? And they just watch it. And then as soon as the new president gets in on the other side, now they all mad. Now they all happy. You know what I mean? Or this or that or the other. Everything's created by the deep state. Everyone's got all the money. Well, listen, man, if that's the case, then what are we going to do anyways? We got to take it back. Okay, how do we do that? Well, we need to start banding together. There's so many people in the world right now that we're all just, like, what is it, the pyramid? 80%. We could all change the world to be whatever we want it to be. We don't have to, but the problem is we're trying to use the system that's in existence and it doesn't work. It's a busted ass system and it hasn't worked. The dollar is 2% inflation rate every single year, no matter what. And this is what I mean, like when I was talking about proof, I must have got off that. We're all about proof. How do you know? How do you know? We have proof. It's in the dollar. It's 2% inflation. We printed more money in 2020 than we did in like the past like what was it, like 80 years or something. Like, I don't know, I'm probably exaggerating, but there's a chart. I'll have to show you guys a chart. Like it's insane right now, and everybody knows it's coming. And everybody's like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Get your food, get your water, find somewhere you can pop a squat, get a tent, get some gas in the car, and just And nobody wants to think that way or do that, but look at all the creature comforts that we have at home. That do we really need them all? Look at all this stuff, right? Think of all the toys that you bought for your kids. If you could have all that money back, you could probably start a community something, you know what I mean? Or whatever, you know. I'm not picking on the kids, you know, we got to give them their toys, of course. But, you know, it's, we're all like, what's going on with the world? Just let me go inside and then everything will be okay. No, it's not okay. I mean, it feels okay because you're inside and you feel like you're safe and you're in your sacred space, you know, your home, but the world's still out there, you know. And that's that disconnect where we're like, oh, I don't want to go out there, I just want to go back home. And then when you go home you feel fine again, you know. And it's like, right, but the world out there, we need to branch that out. We need to realize in our homes, people, man, we're not that scary. You know, it's like, are you still afraid of the dark? Are you still afraid of the boogeyman? Are you still afraid of, I mean, what? I mean, this is how this is how the program's running. We're afraid of what if it's going to happen. Well, if you're always afraid of what if, you're never going to live a happy life, ever, because you're always worried about the next thing. This is how we all get in our heads. This is how we're all freaking out. We're speculating. The whole world's trying to fix problems that they don't even need to be fixed. Just shut up and go inside and go relax, go take a bath, go make some yummy food, go spend time with the family, with the friends. Call your mom, call grandma, call dad. When's the last time you gave them a call? You know what I mean? Like these things, there's a reason why we talk about these things in society, right? Like too much on the cell phones and blah, 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 you know, and it's not bad to be on it, but it's anything too much, you know, we're missing that one-on-one thing. So we're all saying it, you know what I mean? Deep down inside, we all know it. We're all saying it. We all know, but we're not trusting each other. We're not trusting ourselves to see what it will be like. See what it'll be like. Go to your neighbor's house, bake some cookies, go give them to your neighbor. See what it's going to be like, right? That's the trip. Look at my eyes, right? Especially for the younger kids, the scary ass little kids. Tell them to go to the neighbor's house and go help them with their landscaping. Go help your neighbor. Be a good person. Whatever, you know. Get over your fears, man. That's what it is. It's that fear. And they're putting it in the kids. They're putting it in these silly ass cartoon shows. You know what I mean? I saw, I don't know which one it was. I'm a Looney Tunes for life, right? Tom and Jerry, come on. And I saw this one. Was it Hey Arnold? I don't know if it was Hey Arnold or not. Not to knock on anything. I'm thinking of the drawings. But whatever it was, man, they were talking about like this serious, intense thing where it was like, you know, like my dad and my mom and, you know, they're fighting and or whatever. And I was like, what kind of Saturday morning cartoon is this? Don't try to reach my kids' heartstrings by putting something on TV that you're going to teach them is what's going on with mom and dad. You know what I mean? Like fear, man, fear. And that this is how life is. It's just basic. It's just human, man, woman, child, you know, and that's it. Where's the magic? Where's all the stuff that we know is real, that we want, that we feel, right? It doesn't mean magic, you gotta shoot fireballs. Oh, he can't shoot fireballs, magic isn't real. Proven it, right? Like the financial system, 2% inflation rate. Look at the chart. 1 year ago, more money than we've ever printed. It's not my opinion. It's like cryptos, right? It's deflationary. It's trustless. It's on the boom. Trustless. You can make your own crypto and run your own blockchain right now. Like if you wanted to. If you had a business, put it on the blockchain. That's what we're here to do. So that's why we created spiritual cryptos. We're going to put all of this on blockchain, right? Because then it's owned by you, right? Like, this is huge. This is huge. Whatever you think about cryptos, the idea, see, and that's the program, because we think it can be taken away. Can't. You know what I mean? The price on the markets, yeah, that's manipulated. They're manipulating price all the time. Stock exchange, they manipulate everything. You know what I mean? But once it's in my hands and I own the blockchain, I make a micro roller channel blockchain, and all you guys just come to me or whatever. I'll pass out I'll set you up master nodes. You know what I mean? I'll just be passing out, right? Because we need a foundation. So we'd have all our pillars, right? And then we'd be able to give to our communities. Us. And people want proof. It's in the code. You can read it. People want proof. Oh, Bitcoin's a scam. You obviously never even read the code. You have absolute anybody who says that has no idea what they're talking about. I think my mom, she hit me up. Was it because it went from 60 to 55 or down to 50 or what was it? I don't know. It dropped down. It's like 56 right now or something. And she's just like, yeah, this article, this one guy saying, oh, it dropped, 12 or 17% or something, blah, blah, blah. And I just like waited for her to finish. And I was like, yeah, and it's at $50,000. I don't know. I mean, it was like 10, like 6 months ago, right? It was like 10 to 20, 6, 7 months ago. So all these people are like, oh, it's a scam. It's going to go. What are you talking about? They don't even know what they're reading. This is this stuff out there or whatever. When people are saying, don't be listening to everybody or all this false information, it's like, yeah, no shit. There's a lot of false information out there, man. You know, um, just like the program that's in my head, the societal stuff. We always got to rise above it, like all the time, man. It can be tough. It can be exhausting. I mean, it's almost like you just got to let people freak out and you just sit there knowing that it's okay. You're like, are you okay now? Like, I love you. Did you get it all out? Let's go have some ice cream. Come on, let's go. How do you solve all the problems? Ice cream. There you go. That's it. We'll make a new show called Ice Cream Special. Right? Solving the world's problems with ice cream. You know, we forgot. We forgot how to just have fun and stop taking life so seriously and just loving it all, man. Being the fact that you're here, the fact that we get to experience this crazy shit, you know? All we need is each other, guys. Think about it, right? You're like me, only child, okay, right? Do my own thing, got my job, right? What do I do if something happens? My family's in Illinois, I got some family out here about 15 minutes away, so I'd probably you know, go by them or something. But, it's like if we all had each other's backs more, we would never have a problem. We would never have a problem. We'd always have somewhere to stay. We'd always have some kind of food we could get somewhere. Pretty much it, guys. And that doesn't mean that, obviously we're still in the systems. We have to get the assets, we have to work, we have to pay things out to do this. But yes, but the more we come together, the more we start, it's like we all want the secret and we all know the answer. You gotta do the thing, you gotta do it. Make a plan, spend your money right, make a plan, exercise right, make a plan, take care of your mind, meditate right. You know what I mean? It's why I'm saying we have all of it. We already know. We already know how to heal. All of it's already been done. Traditional, we got modern medicine right now. I'm always talking, traditional Chinese medicine, 5,000, 7,000 years plus. They have scrolls of people doing Tai Chi, pictures of, guys like doing, like looking in forms and stuff, moving. And 7,000 years. But we're going to listen to this past 400 or 500, because we're so awesome. America is just the greatest country. That's not ego at all or pride. Is it really? Did you read it? Or is that your program? Okay. Because I didn't grow up with that program. I grew up into America in the world that looks pretty jacked up. But there's this underlying layer in some people where it's just can't go wrong. But then all this shit is going wrong. And then we trust them. And then oh well, like what's Obamacare ruined everything, you know. It's like that's okay. We'll put someone else in later and then it'll all get fixed. It's just like um getting annoyed. Not really. I just love everybody. It's just you know what I'm saying. We all know change is coming, you know. Be the change. Everybody's freaking out over everything. All you can do is affect where you're at right now. And if we all focus on that and took care and grew our little gardens, did our little things to help each other, baked some cookies, gave them to your neighbor, right? Quit watching the news. Maybe the reason why the world is the way it is because of what everybody's involved in doing all the time. Watching the news, watching the news, watching the news. Like it blows my mind. News has been for, well, we only had TV since the 50s. Right? 2, 3 generations just watching news. Anything getting better? No. We have a water drought. We got global climate, the global warming or whatever, but then now it's all freezing. So who knows if we're going into warming or an ice age. We have, everybody's got a nuke and they all want to blow everything up. It's like, honestly, it's just BS at this point. Like, I just don't even have time for it. Like, if we all took our attention off of politics and off of the government, they wouldn't be able to do anything. You know what I mean? They'd make all these rules and we'd be like, yeah, okay, buddy, whatever. You know what I mean? And what would happen? We'd have our community and we'd be packing, all right? And nobody would, you know what I mean? Because they're not going to just run around and then, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't work. But we have to come together. This is why they're constantly trying to separate us, guys. And you all know this. You guys know this. You're on this channel. You guys know this. Right? Share this video. 46. I got to go to work. So I just wanted to do like 30 minutes. But let's see. What do you guys play? Angel. Heavy energies, planetary bliss state. Very good. That's exact. Very freaking good. Ancient fish. Look at you. Put you on blast, girl. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And people don't understand what that bliss state is because we haven't been experiencing it for very long. Most people are under the idea that in order to have bliss, I need this, right? So people are feeling all this energy and I don't know what to do. Yeah, what can we do? Yes, we are not replaceable. We need you. All of us, right? Every single one of us. Never grown old. Oh, heck no. Preach. Facebook user. I don't know. It just says Facebook user. Watch Mr. Rogers still. I was thinking about him. I was going to mention him when I was talking about the unity. Yeah. Hello. Right? We forgot everything. We forgot everything. Bliss is surrender. Exactly. Bliss is that moment, when you're, and it doesn't have to be like meditation. It's that moment, man, when you're sitting on the porch and you just appreciate it. You surrender. What do I have to do right now? Nothing. Why is that our favorite place? Right? And not like nothing, but like maybe, doing a little this, a little that, but something comfortable. We need to bring that comfort forward into life because that's the energy that's here. Right. And so everybody knows it's changing, man. We just got to focus on not the negatives. Like rule number 1 for creating a better world, don't be a dick. And rule number 2, quit blaming everybody else. I'm sorry, because listen, I blamed them too. I still kind of do, right? I mean, it's not like it's not them who are trying to stick all these stupid laws and whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's definitely like a catalyst or an initiator, right? You know what I mean? But because I know I'm definitely not trying to do it, so I'm not blaming myself. In that respect, right? But what can we do? And that's what people, well, what do I do, right? Well, we take our attention away, and then I go to your house and I say, hey, sis, the world's getting pretty crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I totally freaking know what you're saying. I know. You totally see it too, right? Yeah, I see it too. I know. What we can do? And then instead of picking like well, who's right and who's wrong. Just say, what can we do to help? That's it. That's why I say all the time, if every house on the block planted fruit trees, everybody in the block would be able to eat, man. Like not, and I'm not saying like you're gonna get full nutrition or you're gonna have full meals, but like nobody would be starving. We wouldn't have food issues in the world. How can we have food issues in the world? Have you guys ever seen a plant or a tree, all of the leaves and all of the fruit that it bears? One of them, you know what I mean, could feed like, it's just, and look at and look at how obese, look at the obesity rate, right? We're all suffering. We don't got nothing, but we got more food in America than we could even eat. And then we got like, we all know this. And at some point, very soon, it's all gonna it's all gonna come to a head. Yeah, are you sure about that? Like how soon though? It's up to us. I know it's up to us, but it's not up to us. It's up to things already in play. I know. June, you guys, June. It's gonna be June. Just wait. Preach, brother. Yeah, thank you, Angel. Blame us. Blaming is a dick move. Exactly. Very good. So true. That's what it is. Like if because that's the idea of freedom. If someone's doing something and you don't like it, that's not your problem. Walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like and listen, sure, there's always a line, if they're doing something bad, they're hurting someone else. Okay, well then yeah, we as a united peoples have to stop this moplo, okay, from doing this stuff. Okay, that's all it is, you know? Like like we don't have to preempt the enemy's decisions and try to, you know what I mean? Like we have a whole entire slew of people that are still in war in their minds. They're online looking at what China's doing, waiting, trying to analyze to see if they're gonna you know what I'm saying? It's all up here. We're never gonna get away from it if we don't turn our attention to something else and what we can actually do. True freedom means letting people be free, but you don't have the right to tread over me. That's it. That's it. But that means that dude over there, it's not my problem. Right? But then it is collectively. But this is how it's going to unify because what does the love need? It needs to be stronger. So the more we find each other and the more we give to each other, it's a lot easier to see someone getting attacked. Oh, those terrible visuals, but on the street and you're by yourself, right? And then you got to make that decision. Like, oh, if I call the cops, ain't gonna be here soon enough. It's like, what do I do? I left my machine gun at the crib because I can't hide that when I'm walking down the street. What do you do, right? So we need each other. And I guarantee you, if someone was hurting somebody else, 100% of the people on the street that saw it would want that to stop. So this idea that we're so separated, bullshit. It's all bullshit. We're all here together and we all love the shit out of each other. The reason why we're mad at each other is because we want to hang out with each other. The reason why, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you eat meat or if you don't eat meat. I don't care. Take the damn bumper sticker off your dumbass car. Nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? We just care about the animals. Don't hurt the animals, I mean, personally, no, I don't want to hurt them. I don't think we need to put more money into that, But if you're someone who like you hunt on your own, and you kill them when they're not looking and it's clean and you use all the parts and you do that, you know what I mean? Like that's the only way it should be being done, period. And there's a lot of people out there. Like I know hunters, especially up here, they really, stick to the season. You have to have a license. You never go for the babies. You know what I mean? All of these things, you get the full born, the ones that are a little older, the ones like there's so, and that's kind of the process of life in a sense, because that's the circle. They're gonna pass on eventually, and so then, but like any even animal, other animals eat other animals, they eat meat too. So it's like, and that's probably a lot more fearful, when they're chasing them, when they're running for their lives. But, again, it's like, I mean, that is not what's wrong with the whole world. Although that isn't to say that there's not a lot of ornery people because they're eating too much damn red meat, you know. But again, go ahead, eat it. But if you're not paying attention that you're ornery and you're being a dick, that's your problem. You need to stop, right? And so now you're hurting people. We're gonna slap you in the face because you shouldn't be doing that because you're eating too much red meat, right? Right? Like I don't know. Life should just be fun. We should just be having more fun. Stop worrying about everything, man. As long as now that I've met my soul family, I'm not worried about anything. I love you guys through and through. Lives after lives after lives, you know, and just meeting a few of us, and it's like I'm good. I'm good. I'm not worried about stuff, you know. So I wanted to put all this out there. Last night I kept thinking about it all night last night. I should have gone live last night. I probably had way more better stuff to talk about. So I'm gonna have to. So off the cuff. It's just gonna have to be like that. I'm just gonna go off the cuff when it's time. Because when I channel, you know how there's certain times of the day where you're aligned differently based on the moon and the sun. There's certain hours per day. I'll have to show you. I'll show some of you guys something. But I have a book that is from my natal chart, and then it's a little tiny, like 2-3 page thing, and it has all the hours of all the days, and then communication, learning, like all these different things, like on a heart level, on a mental level, of the things that we're good at certain times of the day. So, and that's why I always notice I channel like really intensely, like Tuesday nights, I think it's Friday nights, and sometimes Saturday nights. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I'll share it. Cool. Love you too, girl. Um, we all love us. Knock your neighbor's door and make a garden. That's what I want to do. Like, I'm serious. I'm just gonna carry one of the pots and be like, "Hey, you guys want this?" To put down and just get the seed planted. Let's slow down and unpack our abundance. Yeah, yeah. Seriously, like the world is full of abundance, guys, but we're taught to lack. We're taught to be better than other people. We're taught to get first place and not last place. And if you do, you suck. You know, what are we doing? No, yeah, it means that you're not going to play football. Okay. That's all it means. Doesn't mean you suck, but that's what happens, kids, right? Kids pegging his emotional well-being on how well he does at this sport when there's clearly a kid that's got 5 inches on him in the same grade. He's gonna dunk on you every time. Well, not dunk. They're kids. They probably can't dunk yet. He's gonna stuff you every time you go to shoot. Pass the ball, right? Don't what learn what to do that works for you. Stop trying to force fixing a broken system, right? And in this case, you're not broken as the player. I'm talking about, right? Do what you're good at, focus on that, and then give it to the world. And then someone will share it with you and will give what they're good at in the world. And we come together. All of it. Like right now, if you think of just take like some of your neighbors, take like the next 5 neighbors, right? Like all of you have varying amounts of food in the fridge. Together, you'd probably be good. Look how much food we can make from super cheap. If you've been there, you know what I'm saying. Get a little pasta, a little spaghetti sauce, maybe some mushrooms, you know what I'm saying, whatever you like on it, and some ground beef, you need some meat, whatever. Right? Easy. Make stir fries. Zucchini, some broccoli, some whatever you want. Cheap. It's cheap as hell. It's cheap as hell. It's all BS, guys. It's easy to live. It's easy to make enough food to survive. It's easy, but we're always buying things, extra stuff, and getting this because we want our creature, and we should be able to. We should. We should. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. We all do that. No, I just downed a bunch of chocolate last night. I'll say it first. I just had brownies with chocolate drizzle on it. Woo, I ate the whole thing. The whole thing. Because I'm a beast mode when it comes to that. So, and I feel great this morning. Not a problem. Right. I just, It's so easy, man. Life is going to be so sweet, but it's going to happen when you see it, when you do it, when you realize how sweet it is, when you realize that you know something that nobody else knows. That's why we're here, spiritual, cryptos, whatever. Okay? It's why you're such a badass and you've always known it. But it doesn't mean other people aren't too. That's why I titled this Everybody Knows, right? It's like the grumpy guy at the bar drinking beer. You know, we all know what he thinks. How many times we got to ask him? You already know. You've met him. I love him. He's one of my favorite people in the world because he cares, right? That's why he's upset. I mean, to help him not be upset. And tell him I care about you. You know, like our vets. Thank you for your service. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look at what war and all this stuff has done. Imagine you were there. Imagine you had to go through. Man, that's crazy, right? And look, and now you turn grumpiers into happy guy, right? Because you said thank you for your service. You said I love you and I appreciate you being here on life, even if you're just sitting there drinking a beer. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna get emotional. Ugh, man, you know, life is so sweet, you guys. Ugh. But all we're doing is yelling at each other. All we're doing is arguing. All we're doing is looking at the. I say that's bad words for me to use. I'm not saying all we're doing, but I'm trying to hit that angle, you know. Man, I guess, man. Hey Tina. Hey Tina. Please share. Yes, please share this video. Find our superpowers and practice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, focus on what you can do. Because if we all focused on that, if think about all the time and energy that you spend on doing what, right? If you spent all that time, you know, I don't, just doing what you're good at, doing what you love to do, you'd be killing it. You'd be killing it at that one thing, right? You'd just be, and then you'd at least have some, because you wouldn't be worried about, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this. You'd be like, look what I can do. We got to start loving ourselves as souls into ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry if you're not doing this or you're not doing that or you're not, just keep moving forward with love. That's it. Ramen, eggs. There you go. Ramen and eggs. That's it. Top ramen. We all know about that top ramen stories. We all got that. Them stories. I love and we love it to this day. Oh my God, I could eat ramen like forever. You know it. Tina. EU original and naturally. That's what it is. That's what's coming. And why does it feel weird to people? Because we don't know what that is. But now here's the thing. We know what that is, but are you still trying to apply it and fit it in to something that isn't? It's not you, right? You're not dumb because you didn't pass the test with the same grade as everybody else. Man, that test, all right? I don't give a about your dumbass tests. Literally 90% of the stuff I learned in school, I don't remember. Let's say 80, just to be safe. You know what I mean? Because kindergarten's cool. You get to color, you get to take naps, you go to recess, you learn math, and you learn how to spell good. Kindergarten's great. I love kindergarten. It was a blast. And then, first grade, second grade, those are fine. Those are okay. Elementary school is pretty okay. You know what I mean? In comparison, right? But then, I don't know. It's just like, you know, like, and then your teachers, the teachers know that they got in this to teach, and now they're just all they can do is throw the book at you. Well, and then try to teach how they can with their personalities in the meantime, and hopefully you got a good one, but I mean, it's all rinse, repeat, and it's not working. We all know. So let's find the stuff that does work, like coming on fun channels and just talking about love and stuff, right? All right, guys, I gotta go. It's over an hour. I gotta get to work. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully this was helpful to somebody or whatever. Okay, go away, pop-ups. With love, peace out. Stay good to each other. Be nice. Don't be a dick. Right? We all did that a little bit more every day. It might help, might get somewhere. Who knows? We've tried not doing it, and look where we're at. So, I mean, look at the hippies in the 60s. They got rid of them. Why? Because they knew they were right. So I always say one day we're going to realize the hippies were right all along. They always were. They always were. How are you going to say peace and love? Okay, you need to go to jail. Come on. Come on. Dudes and dudettes. How much do we need? Are you still believing in the narrative and the program? Such an awesome country is the greatest one. Or are you reading what is happening and what we've been doing? We killed all the Native American. We locked up the Japanese after Pearl Harbor. We had a civil war, so at least half the country still doesn't agree with the other half of the country. But no, we solved that. Oh, we did? Yeah, because somebody won and somebody lost. There's that thing again. So we're always going to have these guys feeling good about losing. It's like, what are we? We're in everybody's business across the world. We're still at war when nobody's doing anything to us. You know what I mean? Everybody remember 9/11? Well, 10 years ago? Yeah, that fiasco, that setup job, if I ever saw one, again, are you reading the info? Are you reading the fact that the engineers and the blacksmiths and people who work with fire say themselves, it didn't melt. The steel beams didn't melt because jet fuel doesn't burn hot enough to melt the steel beams. And if it did, it would only be a spurt of that heat, but the beams have to be sustained in that high temperature for at least 30 minutes before they're going to bend. You know what I mean? Like, are you fear and truth? Fear and truth. The one thing keeping us furthest away from the truth is our fear. So I'm going to end it on that. So go with love and give hugs to as many people as you can infect with love. That's the cure. That's the medicine they need. This world needs the love medicine. It doesn't need another antibiotic, right? Like I say, your body goes into coma because your body shuts down when it has trauma. It knows how to heal itself. I mean, yeah, like, you gotta make sure the oxygen's getting, coma's a big one, but I'm just saying, like, we got to start here, guys, listen and love, and then get it out. Okay, you know that, right? Blah, 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 blah. Got to go to work. I don't want to stop talking right now because I can do this forever. So love you guys. See you later. I'm getting off now. Bye.